Sasuke will kill his daughter Sarada. Okay, maybe not him exactly, but his Shinju clone will. Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 5 finally gives us the flashbacks we needed to find out how Sasuke ended up as a divine tree and how Code lost his eye. We also find out the true motive of the Shinju clones is to kill those that they love the most. Oh, and Sarada loves Boruto, and Sumire is officially the third wheel of the love triangle. But before we break down this amazing chapter, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. At the very beginning of the chapter, we see a slightly grown-up version of Boruto who, by the way, looks much better than his kid model and is currently training in the woods with Sasuke. In previous chapters, we caught a glimpse of our beloved Uchiha leader who was turned into a divine tree after being bitten by a claw grime, but never got to know how he got bit in the first place. The opening scene builds up to that moment by introducing the master and his trainee. After sitting around a fire for a while and cracking some jokes that Sasuke was unfazed by, Boruto was told how he had completed his training with Sasuke, and he had nothing more to teach him. All that was left was for Boruto to master everything that he was taught. In a time skip, we see that the two ninjas had encountered Code in the woods, and Sasuke had taken up arms to fight him. Boruto insisted on fighting too since his training was complete, but Sasuke, being the big daddy that he is, commanded that he leave Code to him, as he was the only one who could delay him and Boruto was the only one who could stop him. Sasuke urged Boruto to leave the battlefield and go and master everything that was taught to him, as he acknowledged Boruto to be the only one capable of stopping the threats soon to come. He also told Boruto to leave and never turn back, all while entrusting his daughter to him. This is where the flashback ends. Now the real chapter begins as we can see Sasuke still in the state of the divine tree. In the chapter, it was shown how Sasuke managed to inflict a wound on Code and take his eye. You can't just take an eye from the strongest current villain in the series, but we know how the Naruto-Boruto series is when it comes to swapping out and taking eyes. But he did, and Code was furious because of it. Sasuke isn't one to get beaten so easily by a claw grime, so he most likely got distracted by some other entity on the field. Now that we return to the present day, we're back at the Hidden Leaf Village with the Inoshikocho team and Moegi, who had been turned into a Shinju. She had saved a mother and a child who were about to get bitten by a claw grime, but once Moegi put herself between the civilians and the attackers, she immediately turned into a divine tree just like Sasuke did. Konohamaru and the others grieve what has happened, and they reassure themselves that Moegi isn't dead yet. There is still a way to save her, just as there is a way to save Sasuke. She had assumed the shape of a divine tree and turned into a Shinju named Matsuri. We then switch to the Shinju where Matsuri talks to Jura about how she can feel the emotions of the Inoshikocho kids as well as Konohamaru. Jura then points out how this angry feeling of hers is proof of them growing because that feeling is exclusive to her despite them having one shared consciousness at birth. But their main purpose has not changed as they must focus on devouring Boruto and Kawaki to evolve into the perfect Otsutsuki. That's not all though. The Jura Shinju somehow believes that because of his gut feeling that the shared conscience people call the instinct, he felt like eating Naruto Uzumaki. The fact that he even said that shocked his comrades too, because the Shinjus were only concerned about eating Otsutsukis. Jura then explains that the instinct that drives them is changing as well, and for them to continue growing, they must listen to the voice inside them. If they do that, they'll figure out their targets, which is the title of the chapter. With Jura revealing Naruto Uzumaki as his target, the other Shinju follow their instinct to do the same thing, which reveal very shocking targets. The newly created Shinju from Moegi's body, Matsuri, revealed how after focusing and following the instinct, Konohamaru had become her target. The Shinju clone of Sasuke, Hidari, just sits there and wonders about what they are exactly, to which Jura tells him it ultimately doesn't matter and that worrying about it is pointless. We then see Ada using her Senrigan that allows her to view the events of the present from a certain place and time to see the Shinju's conversation. However, the bug Shinju sensed her presence in the area and stared into her eyes while towering over her with his huge figure. After looking at her and thinking to himself for a while, he softly spoke out that his target was indeed Ada herself. Hearing that made Ada really uncomfortable and she ended her Senrigan in a cold sweat. Another target was established by the Shinju. In a shocking turn of events, once Hidari starts to focus on his instincts, a name that causes him to grimace comes rolling off his tongue. He said that his target was Sarada Uchiha. For a person who looks like Sasuke, having your own child as a target should be vexing. Jura didn't seem to be affected by it and rather praised Hidari for having a good choice. Fun fact, did you know that Hidari in English translates to left-hand side, which happens to be the same arm that Sasuke is missing? If you recall at the end of Naruto, Sasuke refused to receive a new arm to atone for his sins, meaning this Shinju clone of his is a physical manifestation of all his sins, and Sarada will be the one to rid the world of Sasuke's mistakes once and for all. What's more is, these Shinju matchups will also bring Boruto and Kawaki back together as brothers because the only thing they can agree on is the safety of Naruto, so we will more than likely see these two face off against Jura. If you think about it though, the targets of the Shinjus are the people that their human counterparts were the closest with. Moegi was closest to Konohamaru, Bug loved Ada as he was responsible for overseeing her body while being under the control of her jutsu, and Sarada is Sasuke's daughter. Moving back to the chapter, we then move to Amado and Sumire, where Amado starts to realize his memories have been overwritten. The love he has for his daughter unlocks the truth. Sumire tries to keep Amado on her side by reminding Amado that if Boruto is killed by Konoha, then he will lose his daughter's data, which he installed into the karma. As we know, Sumire isn't affected by Ada's omnipotence due to her love for Boruto, so she's doing everything in her power to keep Boruto safe. However, Amado ignores what his mind is telling him because, as the true scientist that he is, there is nothing more important than undeniable proof, which Kawaki happens to be. He states that just as an artist leaves their signature on a piece of work as proof that the job belongs to them, Amado has done the same thing with Kawaki being his masterpiece, as he knows that all his modifications came from his very hands. Thus, the only thing that matters to him is bringing his daughter back to life. Finally, he ends the conversation by concreting the fact that his memories had been overwritten, but with all of the proofs that lay in front of them as a scientist, he knew that the karma he needed to resurrect his daughter, Akebi, was not present in Boruto, but was in Kawaki, who currently was a scientific ninja tool. We then pan over to Sai and Shikimaru, who are both listening in to Sumire and Amado's conversation. With these details, they finally have some evidence backing up Sarada's claim that Boruto isn't evil. Speaking of which, we then see Sumire and Sarada talking, where Sumire tells her that Amado recognizes that his memories have been overwritten, adding him to the list of people who see past Ada's jutsu, just like Sasuke was able to do. Sarada and Sumire continue their conversation, with Sarada shocked to learn that Amado is aware of his memories being overwritten due to the fact that if a person would look at the family photo of the Uzumaki family with Boruto in it, they'd still think that Kawaki would be the seventh son, which means that people usually don't doubt their own memory. Usually. Sarada then proceeds to say that her father did. Meanwhile, Boruto shows up during the conversation and tells Sarada the fate of her father, that he doubted his own memories and sacrificed himself for her due to his love for her. We all know that Sasuke cherishes his daughter more than anything else in the world, and that he truly believes she will be the first Uchiha to become the Hokage. Sarada then runs into Boruto's arms saying that he is late, to which Boruto reassures her that he is home now, sounding like the couple they will be in the future. We also get a glimpse of Sumire, who realizes she is officially the third wheel of the love triangle. And with that, the chapter ends with Boruto and Sarada sharing an emotional hug. So which part of the chapter had you excited the most? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe for more amazing anime content. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!